Welcome to Subramani. Uh, I'm going to talk today about financial influencers without naming them because I don't see any reason why they should be named. There is a lot of sound and noise and furor from some quarters that financial influencers need to be controlled by SEBI. I totally agree, but then the thing is, my take is very simple. I think media should be controlled by SEBI, not just the financial influencers. Why should mainstream media not be controlled by SEBI? That's been my question. Now, what are the objections that people should have to financial influencers videos? I'm not saying these are my objections. I have no problems. I watch some of those videos. Some of them are good. Most of them know how to use the media. Most of them are savvy. They know how to increase the number of subscribers. They buy subscriptions. They increase their popularity. They get people to sponsor them, and then once a company sponsors them, it becomes the company's responsibility to make sure that those videos go viral, right? So the financial influencers area of influence increases more. Only thing is, the financial influencers have been able to reach big numbers because the physical cost of distribution is borne by YouTube. You don't have to do anything. Whereas if I were to set up a print media or a magazine or a newspaper, then I would have to publish it in various languages, reach it to various parts of the country, hope that people subscribe. Only then people will reach it, right? If I want to get into the INS survey and all that, it has to be a paid subscription. That's not going to be easy. It takes a very, very long time to establish. But it doesn't take too long a time to establish a YouTube channel, 3 years, 5 years, and given the right kind of push, people are able to establish themselves. And the field is full of people. I think most of them below 30, at least when they start, and now they may be 30, but that's really young. What are the objections that largely people have, or they whisper about? One, total lack of disclosure. You have no clue where that financial influencer invests, what he has done with his money, how has he earned the money, nothing you know. You don't even know whether he earns money in the market and there he is talking about, or whether he makes money from the subscription that comes, or from the influence that he is peddling, and he gets 5 lakhs per mention or 5 crores per mention, whatever, depending on his level of influence. And everybody can be an influencer. Virat Kohli can come and endorse a product. He's also, he could endorse a financial product tomorrow. There is nothing. He can say, oh, I invested in this mutual fund, in this scheme, it has given me fantastic return. True, untrue, I don't know. I'm sure he must be investing in some mutual fund, so he can talk about it. There is no way how you will know whether it is a paid influence or a not paid influence. Today I'm extremely suspicious if any VIP talks about any product. The chances are I will think, oh, this is a paid influence, right? So whoever it is, it does not really matter. It can be an industrialist talking about his own product. It can be an industrialist talking about a fantastic airline experience. Anything, everything is suspicious. Do I know that the industrialist was not upgraded from business class to first class for him to come and saying that I had this fantastic experience in this airline? I have no clue, right? So similarly, I have no clue about what financial influencers are saying. I do not know what is their portfolio. Now, I can also say the same thing about the journalists whose articles I read. I have no clue what is their portfolio. I don't know how they make money. I don't know what is their educational qualification. I do not know what training they have gone through. Right? It does not mean that a person has to be trained. It does not. He or she does not have to be a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or an MBA to be able to write about finance. The skill of a journalist is to be able to write on many topics after reading, after doing some research, etc. So I have no clue how the mainstream media journalists are writing. So what they own, again, I don't know. So to that extent, I think there is some bit of jealousy for older people like me to say, oh, look, I've been in the market for 30 years. I've seen the 1992 scam. I've seen the 1993 collapse, and therefore I am more entitled to have a view which people should see. Whereas these youngsters who have come into the market in 2018 talking about how to invest, etc., is not right. I have my views. I don't really care what kind of experience they have. I mean, I have spoken about the 1929 crash, right? So I was not there in 1929. So how would I know what happened in 1929? By reading books. So have these people read books and therefore they are making videos? I don't know. It's none of the business of the regulator also to know who should start a YouTube video channel. It's the government which said, oh, we will decide who should run a newspaper. That's fantastic, but I have no clue whether the a newspaper is peddling influence. In India, the nexus between newspapers and business owners is very thick, and we have seen that happen, right? We have seen most of the business people and the media people, or the media people doing business, right? They're not pure media in the sense that they do media and they do other businesses. They have publishing business, printing business, and they have influence business. There is nothing to say this influence business is not there. So influence business is there. For a fee you can get a mention, you can get advertisement, you can do all that. So to say that financial influencers are being influenced by the industry to influence the end customer, that is exactly what the media does. To say that that they should not be paid, that the government should not go and give interviews to them is ridiculous, because all these journalists talk about how they cracked it and how they got an interview with the finance minister, prime minister, chief of SEBI, anybody, right? So they have bragging rights. They do it. They organize conclaves, and those conclaves are attended to by the government. The government then has a budget. The government gives advertisements to all these, if not all, many of these newspapers and magazines. To say that they don't have government patronage is wrong. I think there is some kind of jealousy for older people to say, oh my God, these youngsters are so influential, they're earning so much money. Maybe some of us don't have that business model, but that's okay, that's my choice. I chose not to take money from the industry to do my videos. I could have taken the choice that I will take money and I'll just disclose that this part of the program has been sponsored by XYZ mutual fund or XYZ insurance. They're perfectly all right. If I take money from somebody, I need to disclose, and I'll just say, oh, all my mentions are companies in which I have invested, or companies who have influenced me, or companies who have paid me money to make this video. Right now it is nil, but that is my business model, right? It's not to say whether it is right or wrong. It is my business model. Can I accuse them of saying, oh, they are not talking enough about the risk which exists in the market? No journalist who has been there in the market for the last 5, 7, 8 years has experienced a bad market for a long period of time. In 1993, my income fell by 90% or 95%. There was no brokerage income. I was doing something else, so that money came in handy, but then I have personally gone through that experience. Does it translate that my videos are better? Maybe not, right? So all I have to do is read about those scams and read about those problems which happened, those long recessions, and talk about it, right? For example, the 1929 recession in the US, the recession hit people. The market crash didn't matter because less than 1% of the American community was then investing in equities. So they would have just been indifferent to it. And you have to assume it is the top 1% which is investing, right? Not the bottom 1%. So would it have had an impact? Yes, but minimal impact, right? So today, event like 1929 will hurt you much more in the US than in India, because in India again the number of people investing would be 3-4%, not more than that, right? So 97% of your country is not impacted, whereas in the US it could be something like 90% of the people are investing, so they would be impacted. So to talk about this, I don't have to be there, right? So we all talk about India's independence movement, Mughal invasion, the East India Company coming into India. We were not there, so we all talk about history like that. So similarly, you can talk about history. So are we trying to say that when I set up a newspaper, there's a longer procedure, there are more people involved, there is somebody who has invested, some editor, some young writer, some older writer, some sub-editor, so they are all checking, then they're checking whether these facts are worth carrying, and then that article is being carried. I don't know why the whole system can't be corrupted, or there's one man there, right? There is I don't remember which film, it says the ek gunda hai, there's only one gunda who is necessary, and that guy controls the whole process. Does that happen? I'm sure that happens, right? So to control the financial influencers is a good thing, but I don't see any reason why the government or the SEBI or all the regulators, SEBI, IRDA, RBI, PFRDA, why should they all not control the financial journals in general? I'm just talking of journalism, financial journalism. All of us do the same thing, right? When I talk about investing, am I talking about risk? No, I'm not talking about risk. I'm saying, okay, this risk is there. When do we point out the risk? Mostly after the event is over. So if there is a mutual fund which is taking very aggressive bets and giving very good returns, maybe very close on the close to the line in law, are we going to call it out now? No, we are not going to call it out now. We are going to call it out after it accumulates a much bigger AUM, and then it fails, or it has some liquidity risk, it is unable to sell some share, and then people will say, this risk was always there. Are we calling it now? Is the regulator taking action on that fund house today? The answer is no, we are not taking any action on them. Are their practices good? It's none of my business. There is a mutual fund, they have been cleared by SEBI. SEBI has given them a license, they are in the market. In my mind, they are not doing anything illegal or immoral, and they are, can they buy influence of influencers saying, oh, this is a fantastic fund? Of course they can do. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it moral? I don't know. I mean, is it moral for for a state government to be selling alcohol, right? So am I getting into the moral argument there? No. So similarly, financial influencers will understand the market. They will present the market in a way that they understand. Now, Morgan Housel or a Ben Carlson or somebody even older, say Jason Zweig, can look at my videos and say, this guy does not have a full understanding of the market. Of course, we all have a particular level of understanding, and from that level of understanding, we talk about the markets. Is it bad that I get paid for it? I don't know. I mean, magazines get paid in terms of advertising, in terms of conclave sponsors, etc. So similarly, financial influencers will get paid, right? So should the financial influencers be monitored by SEBI? Answer is yes, but I think the first stone should be cast by somebody who is from the mainstream media, who comes and says, please monitor us also, please regulate us also. Here is a disclosure of my editor's portfolio, here is a disclosure of my owner's portfolio, here is a disclosure of my portfolio. This is what I do, this is our total ad revenue. I don't see if a fund manager's salary has to be disclosed, why a magazine's income should not be disclosed. Why should I not know that XYZ mutual fund has paid 10 crores or 12 crores for one magazine, right? Or in a year, this is how much they advertise, this is how much they paid airfare for the journalist to travel, right? So I want all those figures. Is it available? Answer is no. Maybe if I dig deep, will it be available? Maybe yes. So should financial influencers be regulated? Yes. What can you do as an investor? Use your brains. Refuse to fall for the FOMO, for greed, for fear or anything, or say, oh, this guy is so good, the cabinet ministers are meeting him, the gurus are meeting him, so he must be good, he understands. Also understand that when a financial influencer talks about everything under the sun, as though he understands public finance, politics, spirituality, finance, public finance and personal finance, when he or she starts talking about everything, you know you need to discount it. But that's your call. It's not my call to tell you this is good, then that is bad. I don't think the regulator will be able to regulate the media. If you can't regulate the media, you have no business regulating the financial influencers. Let me disclose, I am not in any way impacted by any SEBI rules, regulation, nothing, simply because I will not have 1 million subscribers in my lifetime. So I am safe. Thank you. Bye.